Everybody, welcome back to another reaction. Your boy Lance here for a solo anime reaction to episode 11 of TsumaSho. This is the penultimate episode. There's only one episode left after this. I believe it's only 12 episodes. Could be 13. Need to double check that later, but it feels like we're getting towards the last episode here. And yeah, we got to figure out what Mai's thing is. Obviously, her thing's going to be I don't want you to get married. Yada, I don't want mom to leave. Stuff like that. That makes total sense. But let's see how they plan this out because I'm curious. Love you more than anyone. Always a good conversation to start with. Please listen to me calmly. Yep. That was kind of telegraphed. That's not a joking pace. My. I. mm, But she's not alive. I get it though. Yes, and that's the crux of this exposition there. Yeah, you never did talk to her about this though. That could have been a better idea. Yep. And once again, we can go back to the last episode where we discussed this, but in the episode before that, it would be one thing if it was a reborn thing, right? It's like, oh, you just rediscovered lost memories, but you're stealing somebody else's life, and that's not right. No, it's not. My God, you could have picked a better place to do this besides a restaurant. hmm You got to let her move on, whatever happens in the next life, whether it be to be reborn or whatever. If there's a heaven after heaven, isekai to another world, something. She didn't die again. She's already dead, Mai. And it is Sakai's wish, Moria. Yeah, I was about to say, don't speak because she's gonna lash out. She's gonna start resorting to anger. See, bad idea to do this in a restaurant. You knew this wasn't gonna be a good conversation. Yeah, you can't, right? But also, like, it's gonna take Takai talking to her. Mm. You know the shitty thing about you're getting to say goodbye. Yeah, you're giving a chance to say goodbye. Think about it, Mai, though. It's not fair for her to do that. No, you would have eventually, I think. Oof. Oof. That's gonna be able to make it through an episode without getting emotional, but here we go. They don't have to, but it'll help. So that in turn helps you be able to move on. I wonder what that whole thing was there. And that's fair. That's totally fair. Even if you take out Takai being possessing Marika, then him getting into another relationship would just still, she would still have the same issue. I'm trying to pay attention still. Sorry. Everyone gets into a fight with anybody at the time. It just happens. It's the people you are the closest to that you can have the worst fights with. Just the truth. I think me and my dad had so many fights about family. That's a conversation for y'all two to have. Hey, you might not ever be. Every I never wanted children. Oh, not the boots. Yep. Yep. Same, bro. Same. Friends, family. They can help you through those times. A therapist definitely helps. I had one through every hardship I had. Okay, they didn't break. I thought they broke last episode. See, it's time to have the conversation you should have had here, not at the fucking restaurant. See, that's the thing. I am with her on this end. Exactly. And that's way important. I'm glad she's saying that. I'm glad she's saying that because that's the truth. Like, no, you should be doing this because you want to find happiness again. You know what, though? Fucking kudos to you for that. Because, the one thing I really wish Mai would do here is think about the young child. There it is. It's true. That's the truth about it. Yep. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. It definitely can. And it definitely will. Oof. Oof. Goosebumps. You inspired me. Music's expected in work. Ooh, that music's putting in some work. That's her one person dear to her. Yeah. I'm glad you said it. Yeah, she's still got to work through those feelings, my dude. You can still be happy, but it's a mistake he made not reaching out to you when he needed to. So, yes, it's partly your fault for not reaching out more, but it's also her fault for not trying to reach out too. And even him attempting the whole getting married again is showing her that, regardless if it's for love or not, but still. Um, I'm glad Maya did bring up though that you shouldn't be doing this out of obligation. It's always cheating to do emotional fucking moments with piano, man. String instruments with emotional moments are fucking cheating. I like how the use of the door. There you go. Thank you. That's the one thing I've been begging for you to think about. Like, I get it, but it's hard. But you should be thinking about the little girl too. Oh God. Ooh, that was raw as fuck. Ooh, ah, that got me. Oop, there it goes. Oh shit. I didn't even think it was the end of the episode. Oh God. Oh. Uh. Okay, so yeah, it truly does feel like we'll have one episode left. Um, after I feel like I'm eating my words from last few episodes where I said, "Oh, mine's good now." Obviously, she wasn't, and I'm really glad they actually touched on this feeling that Mai had. Because even though we thought she was getting married and everything, her having to say goodbye again is a rough thing, right? I mean, I was lucky enough to be able to say goodbye to both my parents and to my wife. I was able to say goodbye to all three of them, so I've never had that regret, right? I got to be by their bedsides and everything like that. But they never really did. So I feel like this is a good trying to get my thoughts together. A good saying her off and saying goodbye to her and everything like that is a good like final goodbye. Thank you for everything. I feel like that's what they're gonna get next episode. And it's going to be an emotional train wreck for me. I know it will be. Um, I've always been somebody who has worn my emotions on my sleeve. So as you can tell these last few episodes. Um, but yeah, so I'm glad get my thoughts back in order. I'm glad Mai called out her dad by saying, "Hey, you shouldn't be marrying out of not love, right? You should be just doing this to appease mom and let mom move on." Yes, granted, I get you're trying to do that and all that. Understandable, but you should be doing it for yourself. And I do like his rebuttal saying, "I'm doing this so I can prove to myself I could take the next step forward." It's an extreme step forward, in my opinion, because if you obviously don't love her yet, and I feel for Moria, who's going to be like, well, he won't be able to love me as much as he loved Takai. Granted, that could change, right? People grow closer together. I feel like even if it became more of like, oh, I'm seeing her now, I'm dating her now, I feel like that'd be just as good for Takai because, like Takai said there, him doing this is a showing her that he is stepping forward. he's able to finally take that step forward and not have his time stand still, sort of speaking, with his grieving process. And I love they finally had their emotional grieving breakdown together over her death and everything. And he's right. It's death comes for us all and comes for us quick, fast, slow, all sorts of different ways. And like I was saying, he has partial blame, but she does too. My therapist has always shown me you can't process somebody else's emotions for them. It's a good little fun fact that she's always tells me when I'm thinking about other people's feelings. Just being there though would have been a long run. So I think he does have partial blame, but I think she does have a little bit too. It's you kind of have to meet in the middle when two people are grieving that way. Now, as the father, you can argue that he should have made that first step because he's a father, and I would be 100% agreeing with you on that. But doing it now is good too, and I like how Mai's emotions, her anger, her rage, her grieving process, the 5 steps of grieving process, and all that stuff, didn't allow her to think about Marika until the end there, until she was finally able to kind of see where he's coming from and then process that. Then she's like, yes, and Marika needs to be able to come back, right? Because that's been my biggest thing is the fact that this isn't a rebirth; it's possession. So, be curious to check out the manga to see what the different skip content was compared to things. I know they cut the whole Arthur thing out. And people have told me that before. But I'm curious what else they skipped because I don't think they skipped much more than that. They probably did. A few scenes here or there, I think, got cut and stuff like that. From what I've talked to other people, but I'm gonna go back and probably read this manga. I may do a thing where I react to last week's season finale, series finale, and then stop it, and then maybe go power read the manga because it's only 100 and something chapters, and then continue on and be like, okay, this is what I think. Yeah, maybe I don't know. I kind of like doing these like gut reaction stuff, even though sometimes I don't get my thoughts and emotions in check. It just feels more raw this way for me. It is what it is. If you're listening to this, thanks. This is just me rambling now, but yeah, I love this episode a lot. A lot of it was me not talking, so unfortunately, it's going to be a lot of those moments cut out because obviously this is a reaction. I can't just watch the anime. That's not fair to the people who own the copyright and stuff like that. But yeah, what a good episode. What a good series. This is definitely my running for anime of the season at least. Yeah, I don't know. Let me know your thoughts down below, like, comment, share, subscribe, all the good jazz. And I'm sure there's another point I want to make, but my mind is just racing with like old memories and stuff now because of the show. But yeah, let me know your thoughts down below. We'll talk to y'all soon for another action piece.